Good morning. Today we will study properties of subgroups under homomorphisms. Let F be a homomorphism from a group G to a group G dash. Let H be a subgroup of G. If we define a set FH equal to F of H means the image of all the element H belonging to H. Then this set FH is a subgroup of G dash. If H is cyclic, then FH is also cyclic. If H is abelian, then FH is also abelian. If H is normal, then FH is also normal in FG. If kernel of number of elements in kernel of F is equal to n, then F is an n-to-1 mapping from G onto FG. If order of H is n, then order of FH divides n. n is the order of H. Is order of FH divide order of H. If K dash is a subgroup of G dash, then F inverse K dash equal to K belonging to G such that Fk belongs to K dash. F inverse K dash consists of those elements of G for which Fk belongs to K dash, and this set is a subgroup of G. If K dash is normal subgroup of G, then this set, which is defined as above, is a normal subgroup of G. If F is onto and kernel of F equal to E, then F is an isomorphism from G to G dash. So these are some properties of subgroup under homomorphisms. Now we will prove these properties one by one. So first is the set FH for which consists of element of the form FH where H belongs to H is a subgroup of G dash. To prove any set to be a subgroup of G, it is sufficient to prove that A, B inverse belongs to the set. If A and B are the elements of a group which contains that set. Obviously here FH is a subset of G dash because H is a subgroup of G and F is a homomorphism from G to G dash. FH is a subset of G dash. Let A dash B dash belongs to FH. Therefore FA is equal to A dash and FB is equal to B dash for some AB belonging to H. It means A dash B dash inverse is equal to FA because A dash is equal to FA and B dash is equal to FB, so it is FB inverse. But we know that by the property of homomorphisms that FGN is equal to FG raised per n for all n in Z. All n in Z means this property is satisfied for positive integers, negative integers as well as 0. So here if you put n equal to 1, minus 1, then Fg minus 1 is equal to Fg minus 1. So FB inverse can be written as FB inverse. This is by the property of homomorphism. So FAB inverse is equal to FAB inverse. Again, this is by definition of homomorphism because homomorphism preserves the group operation. So this is FAB inverse. But AB inverse belongs to H because H is given to be a subgroup of G. Therefore, AB inverse is the element of H. So F of AB inverse should belong to FH by definition of given set because FH consists of the set of the form FH where H belongs to H. So this F of AB inverse belongs to H. This implies FH is a subgroup of G dash. Now the next property is that if H is cyclic, then FH is cyclic. Let Y belongs to fh. So fx is equal to y for some x belonging to h. Because h is given to be cyclic, therefore let A be the generator of h. So there exists n belonging to n such that A raised to n is equal to x. Because as x is the element of h and h is given to be cyclic group, therefore if A is the generator of h, then A raised to n is equal to x. Now f of A raised to n is equal to f of A n. Since f is a homomorphism and we know that in homomorphism f of gn is equal to f g raised to n for all n in z. And an is equal to x, so this is equal to fx. And fx is equal to y, and this y belongs to fh. Since the choice of y is arbitrary, therefore it means fa generates the elements of fh. So it means fh is also cyclic. Now the third property is, if h is abelian, then fh is also abelian. Let a dash b dash belongs to fh. It means f of a is equal to a dash and f of b equal to b dash for some ab belonging to h. It means a dash b dash is equal to a dash is f of a, b dash is f of b. Again f of a into f of b is f of ab. Because f is a homomorphism, it preserves the group operation. So AB is equal to BA because A and B are elements of H and H is abelian. And FBA is again equal to FB into FA by the property of homomorphism, by the definition of homomorphism, because F preserves group operation. FB is given to be B dash, FA is given to be A dash, therefore this is equal to B dash A dash. So we have proved A dash B dash is equal to B dash A dash, where A dash and B dash are elements of FH. It means FH is also abelian. Now next is, if H is normal in G, then FH is normal in FG. We have already proved that if H is subgroup of G, then FH is also a subgroup of FG. So let FH belongs to FH and FG belongs to FG. Then FG, FH, FG inverse is equal to F of G, H, G inverse. Since F is a homomorphism, it preserves the group operation. And FG, H inverse belongs to FH. Since H is normal in G, therefore G, H, G inverse is the element of H. So therefore F of G, H inverse belongs to FH. It means FH is also normal in FG. The next property is, if kernel F is equal to N, then F is N to 1 mapping from G onto FG. We know that all the cosets of kernel F is equal to F inverse E have the same number of elements, because we know that F of A equal to F of B if and only if A kernel F is equal to B kernel F. This property we have studied in properties of elements under homomorphism. So using these, this result follows. If order of H is equal to N, then order of FH divide N, means order of FH divide order of H. Let FH denote the restriction of F to the elements of H. It means FH is a homomorphism from H onto FH. Suppose kernel of FH is equal to, number of elements in kernel of FH is equal to T. Now the property 5, using property 5, FH is a T to 1 mapping. It means number of element in FH into T is equal to number of element in H. And this implies that FH divides H, or FH divide N. N is equal to, because N is equal to number of element in H or order of H. If K dash is a subgroup of G dash, then F inverse K dash equal to K belonging to G, such that Fk belongs to K inverse is a subgroup of G. Clearly, E belongs to F inverse K dash, because, so that F inverse K dash is non-empty, because F inverse K dash consists of elements of G, and G being a group, it contains an identity element. So E belongs to F inverse K. Let K1, K2 belongs to F inverse K dash. By definition of F inverse K dash, F of K1 and F of K2 belongs to K dash. It means F K2 inverse also belongs to K, because K dash is a subgroup of G dash. Here it is dash. So F of K1 K2 inverse is equal to F of K1 into F of K2 inverse. Because F is a homomorphism, it preserves group operation, and also F of K2 inverse is equal to Fk2 inverse. So it is equal to Fk2 inverse, and this can be, this belongs to K dash, because F is a homomorphism, K dash is a subgroup of G. So here we have used the definition of homomorphism, because F of K1 K2 inverse equal to F of K1 F of K2 inverse, and again F of K2 inverse is F of K2 whole inverse, and this belongs to K dash, because K dash is a subgroup of G dash. It means K1 K2 inverse belongs to F inverse K dash by definition of F inverse K dash, and it means F inverse K dash is a subgroup of G. Now eighth property is, if K dash is normal subgroup of G dash, then F inverse K dash is equal to K belonging to G, such that F of K belongs to K is a normal subgroup of G. Here X F inverse K dash X inverse is equal to XK X inverse, because Fk belongs to K dash and X belongs to G. So here we can write F inverse K dash is equal to K, because by definition F inverse K equal to K belonging to G, such that Fk belongs to K. So XK X inverse. So F of XK X inverse is equal to Fx Fk F X inverse, because F is a homomorphism and it preserves group operation, and this can be written as Fx Fk Fx inverse can be written as Fx inverse. Since F is a homomorphism, F of Gn equal to F of Gn for all n in Z. So for n equal to -1 also it is true. So it belongs to K dash. So this implies, because Fk belongs to K means K belongs to G is the element of F inverse K dash. Therefore Xk X inverse belongs to F inverse K dash. Therefore K dash is this set F inverse K dash is a normal subgroup of G. Next property is, if F is onto and kernel of F equal to E, then F is an isomorphism from G to G dash. It is already given that F is a homomorphism. Also it is given that F is onto. So to prove F is an isomorphism, it is left only to prove that F is 1, 1. So for this we shall show that F is 1, 1. Let x and y belongs to G such that fx is equal to fy. If you post multiply both sides by fy inverse, then fx into fy inverse is equal to fy inverse. Fy inverse can be written as fy inverse by the property of element under homomorphism. Fgn is equal to f of gn. And fy into fy inverse is nothing but the identity element of G dash. And fx fy inverse is equal to fx y inverse. And this is equal to E dash because f is a homomorphism. And this implies xy inverse belongs to kernel of f because xy inverse, here it is xy inverse, then bracket is outside, xy inverse then bracket is equal to E dash. It means xy inverse belongs to kernel of f because image of xy inverse under f is E dash. It means xy inverse is equal to E because kernel of f is given to be E. If we multiply, post multiply both side by y, then xy inverse into y is equal to Ey. And by using associativity, x into y inverse y is equal to Ey. Y inverse y is nothing but the identity element, and x into E is x and E into y is y. This implies x equal to y. So if fx is equal to fy, we have proved x equal to y. It means f is 1, 1. Hence f is an isomorphism from G to G dash. Now first of all, I want to mention that students should remember the various properties in words because these are useful in proving other results also. Students should remember the properties of cosets, elements, properties of elements under homomorphism, properties of groups under homomorphism. And what does these properties mean? First of all, the first property states if H is a subgroup of G, then its image FH is also a subgroup of G dash. If second property say that homomorphic image of a cyclic group is cyclic. Third property says that homomorphic image of abelian group is abelian. Fourth property says that homomorphic image of normal group is normal. Fifth property says that if F is a homomorphism of G to G dash, then every element of G dash that gets hit by F gets hit the same number of times as does the identity, And the next property means that F inverse K dash is called the image of K dash or the pullback of K dash. The next two examples illustrate properties of subgroups under homomorphisms. If we define f by z12 to z12 by fx equal to 3x, then to verify that f is a homomorphism, we observe that in z12, 3 into a plus b is equal to 3a plus 3b. Because fx is 3x, so 3 into a plus b is 3a plus 3b. It means f of a plus b is equal to f of ab. Since group operation is additional modulo 12 here. Here the kernel of f you can easily calculate. It is equal to 0, 4 and 8. Thus we know that from property 5 that f is 3 to 1 mapping. Because here we have 3 elements. Since f of 2 is equal to 6, we have by property 6 that f inverse 6 equal to 2 plus kernel f, that is equal to 2. Here 2 plus kernel f is 2 plus 0 is 2, 2 plus 4 is 6, 2 plus 8 is 10. Notice that 2 is the generator of cyclic group and f of 2 is equal to 0, 6, means image of cyclic group is also cyclic. And moreover, order of 2 is 6 and order of f2 is equal to order of 6 and this is equal to 2. Therefore, order of f2 divides the order of 2 in agreement with the property 3 of properties of elements under homomorphism. Letting k dash equal to 0, 6, we see that the subgroup f inverse k equal to 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. This verifies the property 7 in this particular case. The next example illustrates how one can easily determine all the homomorphism from cyclic group to a cyclic group. We determine all the homomorphism of Z12 to Z30 by the property 2 of elements under homomorphism, which we studied in previous lecture. Such a homomorphism is completely specified by the image of 1, that is, if 1 maps to A, then X maps to XA. Lagrange's theorem and property 3 of elements under homomorphism require that number of element means order of A divide both 12 and 30. If order of A, if the order of A is 1, 2, 3 or 6, thus A is equal to 0, 15, 10, 25 or 25, this gives us the list of elements of homomorphism. That each of these 6 possibilities yields an operation preserving well-defined function and can now be verified by direct calculation. We know that greatest common divisor of 12 and 30 is 6. So now the next result is the kernels are normal. Means if F is a group homomorphism from G to G dash, then kernel of F is a normal subgroup of G. Let F be a group homomorphism from G to G with kernel F equal to X belonging to G such that Fx is equal to E dash. This is the definition of kernel. Now kernel of F is a non-empty subset of G since at least E belongs to kernel of F and F of E equal to E dash. Let AB belongs to kernel of F. It means F of A equal to E dash and F of B equal to E dash. This is by this definition. Therefore, F of AB inverse is equal to F of A into F of B inverse. Because F is a homomorphism, it preserves group operation. So F of A, F of B inverse can be written as F of B inverse again by property of a homomorphism. And F of B is E dash, so it is E dash inverse. This is E dash into E dash and this is E dash. It means F of AB inverse is equal to E dash. And by this definition of kernel F, it means AB inverse belongs to kernel F. It means kernel F is a subgroup of G. Now we shall prove that kernel F is a normal subgroup of G. Let X belongs to G and K belongs to kernel F. It means F of X, K, X inverse is equal to F of X, F of K, F of X inverse because F preserves the operation of a group. F being homomorphism. And this is equal to Fx, Fk is equal to E dash because K belongs to kernel of F. Therefore, F of K is E dash, F of X inverse is F of X inverse by the property of elements under homomorphism. And this is equal to Fx, Fx inverse. Fx inverse is nothing but E inverse, E dash, sorry. It means Xk, X inverse belongs to kernel of F because image of Xk, X inverse under F is E dash. Hence, kernel of F is a normal subgroup of G. Normal subgroups are kernel. In previous result, we proved kernels are normal. Now, we shall demonstrate that normal subgroups are kernels. Every normal subgroup of a group G is the kernel of homomorphism of G, in particular a normal subgroup N of the kernel of the mapping G to Gn from G to G by N. G by N means G by N is called the quotient set, and it is the set of all cosets. So if we define G from G to G by N by Ga equal to An, An is the right coset, although we know that left coset and right coset are same in this case. This mapping is called the natural homomorphism of G to G by N. Therefore, Gxy is equal to xy into xyn by definition, and this is equal to xn into yn. We know that product of right coset is right coset and product of left coset is left coset, and xn is nothing but gx by this definition, and yn is nothing but gy. So gxy is equal to gx into gy. Moreover, if A belongs to kernel of G, if and only if An is equal to Gn, Ga and Ga, and this is equal to N, which is true if and only if A belongs to N, because we know that AH is equal to H if and only if A belongs to H by properties of elements under homomorphism. Thank you.